Hello, everybody. It's week 3. I think this is lesson 7. 7. Let me share my shirt. It's backwards, of course, right? Careful or you'll end up in my next novel. It's one of my favorite t-shirts. I have many writer shirts. There you go. I'm sharing that one with you. La, la, la. I guess I need to find one that says careful or you'll end up in my next screenplay. Okay. So today, getting away from the book for a little bit, because this week you need to start watching stuff. You can pick a movie, you can pick a television show, you can pick an episode of a streaming show, something along those lines. That is fantastic with me. And you need to sit. And for the first assignment, you need to fill out that beat sheet, all right? So you're just filling out the moments that are in that beat sheet as you watch it. This is for you to learn how to identify these moments in a story. Structure, structure, structure. Just remember, it's all about structure. I am going to sound like a broken record. That's one thing I'm going to repeat myself a lot during this month. The other thing is conflict. Storytelling is all about conflict. We are not watching to see people be nice to each other. That is not why we're there. We are there to see trouble, trouble, trouble. So you have to pile it on, okay? So if you're thinking about some interesting things out there to watch, I wanted to throw some your way, because it might be a new experience for you. So I'm on another computer looking at a list. So if my eyes are up and down, that's what's going on. I am at WGA.org. WGA is the Writers Guild of America. It's a union for screenwriters. And they have a lot of phenomenal information out there. But one of the things that they have are the top 101 greatest screenplays of all time, okay? Now, I'm not asking you to read the screenplays. I'm asking you to watch the show, all right? Now, again, it doesn't have to be on this list. It can be anything you want. But I just wanted to bring this to your attention so you can see what screenwriters out there rank as the best screenplays that have ever been written, ever been produced. Okay, so I think we'll just start at the top. How about that? So the top is Casablanca. There's no question about that. It has been #1 forever and ever. If you haven't seen it and you're a serious story writer, a serious story lover, if theater, film, game design, animation, it doesn't matter. If you haven't seen Casablanca, you need to watch it, period. You just do. It is one of the most quotable movies in history. It's very well done during the height of the golden age of Hollywood, and I encourage you to watch it. The second is The Godfather. The third is Chinatown, and those are great movies. They're from the early 70s. Again, I'm just throwing out the top 10 at you. I'll pick some others that are in the list. If you're looking for your favorite, it may not be here. It might, though. I don't know. #4 is Citizen Kane. In filmmaking classes, you are going to talk about Citizen Kane, period. I read a quote many years ago saying that Citizen Kane taught us how to watch movies. It's just so incredible, the story, and of course the way that it was shot, the way that it was filmed. All About Eve is #5, which is one of my personal favorites. It is phenomenal dialogue. It is fantastic performances by Bette Davis and a score of other great actors. So I really like that one. That's one of my personal favorites. Annie Hall, which was made in the 70s by Woody Allen. Sunset Boulevard is #7, which is another one of my all-time favorites. That is written by Billy Wilder. Again, you stay in filmmaking long enough or watch enough movies, you are going to come across Billy Wilder over and over and over again. He made some of the best movies, wrote some of the best movies that we've got. Just really good, fantastic dialogue. And what's interesting about Sunset Boulevard, it is the first movie that's actually narrated by a dead character, which is really kind of fascinating. Number 8 is Network. That's another one that was made in the 70s. Number 9 is Some Like It Hot, another Billy Wilder. And then number 10 is Godfather 2, which is considered by film historians to be the best sequel ever made. Okay. Now I'm sticking with screenplays right now, but if you're interested in plays and you want to find a film version, there are several versions out there. Waiting for Godot is considered to be the best play ever written by Samuel Beckett. Number 2 is Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller. Arthur Miller has another one in the top 10, The Crucible. The Crucible. And all of those have film versions. I don't have the top 10 in front of me or committed to memory, but those are the 3 that I remember immediately. If you're more interested in watching some theater, there are some stories that you can find that you can watch. So back to screenplays, maybe some that you've heard of. Lawrence of Arabia is number 14. Pulp Fiction, which some of you may have seen or heard of, is number 16. To Kill a Mockingbird, which many of us, I'm sure, had to read excerpts from in school, is number 19 because it was made into a film with Gregory Peck playing the father, lawyer. It's a Wonderful Life, which we see every Christmas, right? Shawshank Redemption is number 22. Some of you may have seen Shawshank. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, that is one of the most contemporary scripts on this list. Groundhog Day is number 27. If you haven't seen Groundhog Day, you should. It's one of the few comedies on the top 100 list. It's really, really good. It's just a great story. It's very enjoyable. His Girl Friday, which is another comedy, which actually was based on a play called The Front Page. So I recommend that one. Again, you can go look at this list. Just choose whatever you want. The Usual Suspects. I can't remember the year on that. It was in the 90s. Pretty intense. Very intense story. The Sting. That is the best heist con movie ever made. It's just classic. Just really well done. Another one of my personal favorites, Raiders of the Lost Ark, is number 42. We've talked about that a little bit. Maltese Falcon, another one of my favorites, is number 47. Schindler's List is from 1993. That's number 49. The Sixth Sense is number 50. That's from 1999. Again, that's another one that if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It's just great storytelling. It's got a great hook. It's got one of the best twist endings ever. And the way that it was shot with certain colors representing certain things, it's very, very good. Very, very good film to watch. I'm going through the list. Back to the Future, number 56, which is kind of interesting because it's science fiction comedy. Those typically don't get a lot of respect, but really Back to the Future is just very well respected. It is adored by many people and writers in particular. Silence of the Lambs is number 61. Very intense story. And of course, what Anthony Hopkins is known for, playing Hannibal Lecter. Jaws is number 63, made in 75 by Steven Spielberg. For you musical fans, Singing in the Rain is number 65. If you don't love musicals, if you do love musicals, either way, you need to watch the movie. It's just amazing. It is my favorite musical. I would love to see us produce it. I was flyman back in the early 90s, up in the fly rail for a musical theater company one summer. And so I was up there when it was raining on stage, got to see it rain in the Singing in the Rain section of that. It is just an amazing story. Very well done. And it's also very funny. E.T. 67. 68 is Star Wars. Star Wars had to be in there somewhere, right? I'm trying to pick out some others that are worth mentioning. Again, you should go out there and look. Rocky is number 78. That's really the best thing Sylvester Stallone has ever done. It's just really, really good. The Producers, it's number 79. Again, you musical fans probably know it by the musical. It was a film first. It was a film that Mel Brooks made first. Funny, irreverent film. Just freaky funny movie. Rear Window, number 83. Another one of my personal favorites. Number 84 is The Princess Bride. It's one of those movies that I say if you haven't seen it, you should just be smacked. It is a story for all time, and it transcends generations. It is so beloved. As a matter of fact, there are readings of the screenplay that are done all over Los Angeles from time to time with movie stars reading it out loud. It's just a phenomenal script. And another one of those that's quoted all the time. I quote Princess Bride constantly, and my kids do, and everybody that I've seen it quotes that movie. Forrest Gump's 89. Psycho, 92. Hitchcock movie there. The Searchers, which is a Western, is number 97. Very grim story. Number 100 is Memento for you Christopher Nolan fans. That gets a lot of respect. Nolan gets a lot of respect for his filmmaking, but he writes the majority of what he films, if not everything. And then 101 is Notorious, written by Ben Hecht, which is another big screenwriter. And so I just picked some things that I liked. You don't have to pick from this list, as I said earlier, but I think it's neat that the writers actually have ranked the top 100, just to kind of give you an idea of what's considered to be the best writing, because this is a writing class, okay? So when you watch your films, to do your beat sheet, and then on the 23rd, the podcast is due. It's very easy to get wrapped up in the visuals and the special effects and all the toys and the actors and those kind of things. And I get it. I do the same thing. But we're trying to look at it from a writer's perspective, and that means looking at the structure. How does that thing open up? What theme is stated? Where is that inciting incident? What kicks us off and gets us going? What's happening in the debate? What happens when it breaks into the B story? What occurs? Is there someone introduced? What happens in the fun and games section? When darkness takes over, what occurs, and how does the protagonist pull it out at the very end? You get to sit and watch as an assignment what great fun you're going to have. But remember, it's very serious. You have to follow along with that beat sheet, be very specific. All right? Even if I haven't seen it, believe me, I can go look this stuff up. So pick something. June 19th, we have the beat sheet due on the sheet. You can just email it to me, or if I remember, and I probably will, I'll put a place out on Blackboard for you to submit. June 20th, the first 25 pages are due. So mark that on your calendar. And then June 23rd, which will be that fourth week, you're going to watch something else, hopefully something totally opposite, and you're not going to fill out the beat sheet. You're going to do a podcast, record the beat sheet in each moment. If we have problems, you can shoot me an email. Hopefully we'll be meeting remotely where we can answer some of these all at once for everybody. So pick stuff and have fun. Just enjoy sitting and watching these things and figuring out how they're made, how they're written, how they're structured. All right? Enjoy.